still morning, so I can say good morning. There are 7 of us here today from the class of January 1948. It's hard to believe that 70 years have passed and a lot has changed in the world since then. In 1944, we were the only girls' school whose admission required taking a test, while there were 3 such schools offered to boys. Did those of us who were admitted feel special? We sure did. We arrived by bus and subway at 68th Street from all the 5 boroughs, meeting up with different economic, ethnic, and racial groups that broadened our lives beyond the confines of our local home communities. We were challenged to work hard, learning Latin, physics, chemistry, foreign languages, and trigonometry was going to help us succeed as career women. And in most cases, this proved true. One of the most accomplished and celebrated of our classmates, and you saw it in the point program, was Mildred Spiewak Dresselhaus. She passed away last year, but you see she got all kinds of medals. She won a lot of money at one point, and was probably our outwardly most famous graduate. She was an extraordinary scientist at MIT who won enormous awards for breakthrough discoveries in the study of carbons. A less well-known pioneer was June Divac Schlinwein, the first female engineering student to graduate from Purdue University. Mildred and June's were they were both very, very close. They're both friends of mine, but they were both very close because they both loved physics and math, which most of us didn't. How many of you know the name Helen Guggenheimer? She was an exchange student from Wellesley in her junior year, went over to England, met a peer, got married, and the peer turned out to be one of Margaret Thatcher's right-hand men. She stayed over in England. She married a peer called Keith Joseph. 5 of us attending the reunion today were educators that held the following positions: a public school principal, a supervisor of handicapped students, a kindergarten elementary school teacher, a reading and foreign language teacher, that was me, an attorney, and a Times Magazine indexer. Many who are not here became doctors, lawyers, actors, dancers, entrepreneurs, and business executives. Just think about this. We pursued careers in the 50s before Betty Friedan and Gloria Steinem were household names for the feminist movement. We were feminists before they were. We did this because at Hunter, we had teachers who actually told us, you can do anything that a man can do. And we bought into this book, hook, line, and sinker. We have those teachers at Hunter to thank for inspiring us to be independent enough to pursue interesting, rich lives in an era which still encouraged married women with children to be stay-at-home moms. It was difficult for some to juggle the demands of both home and professional lives, but most of us endured. Many of us made long-lasting friendships at Hunter. Of the 50 classmates we were able to contact, unfortunately, some were too ill or couldn't travel long distances to be here. And of course, sadly, too many of them have passed on. I think we speak for many of us who are grateful for the excellent education, love of learning, camaraderie, and warmth that we experienced from 1944 to 1948, and our love and dedication to Hunter College High School will remain with us forever. I'd like to now introduce my best friend, who I met at Hunter 74 years ago, and she's going to carry on and tell you a little bit more about us. Helen SCHWARTZMAN Kurzban.
Thank you, Rose. Rose and I have been friends for 74 years. We met on the BMT going from Williamsburg, Brooklyn to Hunter College High School on 68th Street. We both live in Florida and spend time going to the movies, theater, and dinner. We are best friends. I worked as an elementary school teacher, assistant principal, and principal in District 25 in Queens. The superintendent was Joan Kenny, a Hunter College High School graduate. I was probably chosen for the latter two positions because of this connection. I think that this is now called networking. Dr. Whitmer was our history teacher. Okay. She taught us how to organize our thoughts and facts by using an outline. When I took my master's degree at Hofstra in 1969, 3 of us were assigned to work together on a project. We met at the library to start planning. One of the women and I wrote Roman numeral 1 on a blank piece of paper, and we both called out, "Dr. Whitmer!" One day, my husband came home with an article about oral sex, which he had copied from a friend's computer. The friend had treated it as porn. My husband, who was an English teacher, said that it was a very well-written piece of research. I looked at the name of the author, Ovidat Comito Offit, known as Avi. She was a psychiatrist and a sex therapist and an author. She had written The Sexual Self in 1977 and a novel, Virtual Love, in 1994, as well as many articles. She was a member of the class of January 1948 at Hunter College High School. She died 3 years ago. If I had attended Eastern District High School, which was my local high school, I probably would have been an A student with very little effort. Instead, I worked very hard to be a B student. I, a first-generation American, daughter of Eastern European immigrants, whose father was an illegal immigrant, am very grateful to have had the opportunity and privilege to attend the finest high school in the city of New York. It changed my life for the better. Thank you. Rose and I want to introduce the 7 people who are still around and were able to get here. Lita Kowalski, Carp, stand up. What? All right, and Marianne Thomas Gutterman. And I want to thank both of their daughters for bringing them here.
Rhoda Chaloff, Siglinda Conrad Lubbers, and Adele Rosenthal Angiers. 7 of us made it here.